Hey guys, welcome to Supernatural Tea, where I will share the tea supernaturally with you. True crime, mystery, unsolved mystery, all of those things, monsters, myths, legends, mediumship, all of these things will be included in here. I wanted to change the name so that I could focus on what this podcast is really about, and also to allow me and Rain to do podcasts separately and then sometimes do podcasts together, because me and her are both very, very busy women, but we also like to share information. So today is a podcast about the dancing plague of 1518 in Strassenberg, okay? And super weird and cool, but basically this plague started in 1518 in the town of Strassenberg, and there was a woman named Freya who began dancing in the streets, and she danced in the streets for weeks without any breaks, anything like that. Nobody knew what was going on with her. It was just so random. But then other people started dancing with her. They started joining her, and at first it was only like 15 to 30 people dancing with her in the streets. But then it became like a mass hysteria where it was like 400 people dancing in the streets with this woman, and nobody knew why. It was crazy. And I don't know if y'all could imagine having that many people, like take your little neighborhood, for example. Could you imagine all these people just starting to dance with you, like in your street? Say you just decided one day, you were like, oh fuck, what's going on with me? And then you just started dancing in the street, and then all these people start joining in with you, and then there's like 400 people. That's a lot of people. It's a lot of people, and nobody had an answer. Eventually there is it's not very clear how many people actually got sick or passed on from this, but you can imagine that people started feeling lethargic. They weren't really eating or sleeping. They were passing out because of exhaustion, and people were taking care of them and doing the best that they could. But it is said that people did pass away from this dancing plague, from heat exhaustion or stroke or things like that. Probably around 15 or so, which, you know, is crazy. It's crazy to me. The church got involved and the state got involved. They said that it was either something to do with hot blood. I don't even understand that. Hot blood. Like, what do you mean, hot blood disease? Is that a thing? Or to me personally, I think it's more mass hysteria, but they also said that it might be a result of food poisoning from some kind of rye or bread type substance that led them to get very sick. And then I guess like it affected their brain and they all started dancing. But 400 people to me is a lot of people for it to affect like that. And I mean, 1518, things were probably crazy back then, so God only knows what happened around that time for them to be in that situation. You can imagine probably food and water and their living arrangements weren't very well. It is important to note that most of these people that were involved in this dancing plague were women. They were single women. So it also might have been some kind of like a thing mentally with the women around that time, not feeling free and things like that. But I don't know if that I could dance for weeks and weeks and weeks on end. No matter how mad I was, I probably would want to go back to my room and go to sleep. So that is also a thing that I'm like, you really need to go back to that time and think about it. This is an actual historic event, and it has been actually written and recorded as a historical moment that happened in time. So this isn't a fictional story. This is an actual thing that happened to people, and it's just crazy to me. Another theory is that these people were bitten or poisoned in some way. So I know that they were talking about, like, I guess back then, if you got bitten by a tarantula and you had a spider bite that was poisonous, one of the ways to cure it was to keep moving. And I guess that just worked the poison out of your system. But it's hard for me to believe that 400 people got bitten by tarantulas. That's just like, I mean, a herd of spiders, which I want no parts of. No parts of. But eventually, a lot of these people were taken away either by the the church or the state, and healed and, taken care of, because it was getting so out of control that they had to do something. Also kind of funny, around that time, when they were all dancing on the streets, the state and the church also did things like they had bands come in, they had musicians come in, like they kind of made it like this thing. Maybe if we take care of them and have them get it down, get it done, maybe they'll just go about their day. But it really was this thing that nobody had any control over, and eventually they just had to take these people away and give them medical attention for like mental illness or physical attention for the things that were happening to them. But I want to also mention that as crazy as this was back in the day, all these people joining in and dancing, it could be even out of protest of the things that were going on during the time. And you can really see and think and feel about the things that are going on in our time, and especially like social media, that kind of stuff, how mass hysteria, or if somebody puts something out, how many people can attach themselves to that subject. So my personal belief is that this doesn't have that much difference between some of the things that we have going on today within social media and that kind of thing. Like, we're not literally dancing in the street to our deaths, but I do believe that we get really worked up or involved in a lot of things that you just see one post or one thing going on, and then all of a sudden thousands and millions of people are reacting to that post, and then it's everywhere, and we don't have all the information, but we've latched on to this feeling or this energy. So I believe it might have been an energy feeling at that time, knowing that that time was probably very stressful for a lot of people. So that is literally what my belief is. You guys can always message me and tell me what your belief is. And like I said, this is a very short story today. I just really wanted to get something out there. We will be sharing more in the future. Go and look it up. The 1518 Dancing Plague. Very, very interesting. A lot of podcasts have done information about this plague and shared a lot. Even the History Channel has shared something about this plague. So it's an actual fact. It's a fact that this happened to these people, and it's crazy to me. And I wouldn't want to dance for more than 30 minutes. I don't know if y'all ever went to like Jazzercise or some weird exercise group, but it's really not my thing. But check us out, Supernatural Tea. Okay, this is a very short story today for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I just really want to get the ball rolling. There's going to be more things coming in the future, short stories for me or for Rain, and you can always look us up on Spotify or on Apple Podcast. Pretty much any platform that you ever want to listen to, we're there. Okay, so check us out, guys. Nice to be back. I love y'all, boos, and I will see you all soon. And that's the tea from me. Goodbye.